Oh, welcome into the Press Row Show, the #1 rated pregame intermission postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of Angola. I'm Russ, that's Ant, intern Andrew on the ones and twos. The pride of Brooklyn is here.
He got it right, Jackie.
Jackie Spiegel is here.
We've hit the height. We're done.
Oh my God!
Nothing else to do.
This is like when Teddy Roosevelt won the president's race in Washington.
Speaking of races, I told people over when we did Snow the Goalie Radio at 5 o'clock from Chickies and Pete's down the road, I said that Ant and I were going to run here, and I'm happy to report that I won the race. I did. We walked in together. I won the race, and I'll tell you, I had no trouble getting into the arena tonight. I had no trouble getting in the parking lot, getting to my spot, getting through security. Well, I had a little trouble getting through security. I was profiled.
A little.
I was profiled.
I was behind you. What did I say? I said you're the guy who you don't want to get behind at an airport.
They always profile me.
You were taking
they're like what is this box? I had the
you
banner.
were like taking
I had the Snow the Goalie banner in a box. It's a banner and it's a roll of tape in a box. What did you think?
You were no. But when you were taking
my sunglasses
when you were taking things out of your pockets, it was like you had a utility belt on. Like all the stuff you were putting, I'm like, what is he putting in there?
I got my AirPods. I have my keys. I have an inhaler just in case. I don't need it, but I have it. My cell phone and my wallet.
So I took all those things out of my pocket. It always chimes. It doesn't like my belt or something, the metal detector. But
I get earrings.
You know what?
Yeah.
Jewelry.
I love that my Twitter troll decided to pay $10.
Tony Escargot, thank you for the super chat. To start, what better way?
Yeah.
What better way to start?
Tony Escargot has one joke on Twitter, and it's that I eat a lot of cutlets, a lot of chicken cutlets.
You do, and so do I.
What's that?
Have you met Ray Ferraro? His nickname is literally Chicken Parm for a reason.
Yeah. No, which I don't eat a lot of chicken cutlets. I really don't.
Chicken cutlets are
great.
But
your wife makes a banging cutlet.
My wife does make a great cutlet.
So does my wife.
She makes a great cutlet.
Some of the best cutlets you've ever had or not had.
But anyway, so
you're not lucky enough to have our cutlets.
Thanks, my friend.
We're going to use that $10 super chat to buy ingredients for cutlets. And the next time we'll tweet it at Tony Escargot. Thank you, Tony.
Tony Escargot, next time he sends it, like, maybe we'll have a night out.
Tony, if you come down to a Flyers game, make sure you introduce yourself.
Yeah, and we'll do cutlets together.
There is a guy that for a long time trolled us on Twitter, and then he showed up here like last year. And he's like, guys, and he was like, guys, I just want you to know. He came, remember, he had like the printouts, Ant, of like the Photoshops that he would do.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just want you guys to know, like, it's all a joke. Like, I'm just, I hope you guys understand it. We're having fun. I'm like, yeah, of course. So. Anyway.
That was a legit question.
What?
From Joe Papel, wanting to ask Jackie why the Inquirer hired a Brooklyn native with no connection to the Flyers to be the Flyers reporter. Why don't you tell him your background?
Oh.
And we love Joe. Joe's one of our awesome.
Well, I think Tony Escargot has said it. Jackie knows pucks.
Yes.
Because, first of all, the fact that that is incorrect. No connection to the Flyers. I grew up watching hockey my entire life. You don't think I don't know who Jeremy... I got my wisdom teeth pulled when Jeremy Roenick took the puck to the face. We looked like we were twins at one point because of how much my face grew up.
There you go.
To say that I don't have any connection is absolutely ridiculous.
Jackie coached hockey.
Coached hockey. I played hockey. I haven't played at a high level. I played ball hockey masters or whatever, but I've coached ice hockey. I've coached ball hockey. Coached a national team to a bronze medal. I've been working in hockey since the day I turned 18. Well, not the day. Since I was 18 years old, in different facets. I've worked for teams. I've worked for organizations. I've worked for different sources.
You said organization.
That's very Canadian of her.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's the real Canadian coming out of the Brooklyn girl.
That's right.
But to think that just because I'm from Brooklyn doesn't mean I don't know Flyers hockey is a little ridiculous.
Well, so here's one of the things I wanted to ask you. Let's get into a little bit of hockey with you.
Wait, can we talk about your ordeal getting in the arena?
Look! You just earned us $5 from Tony Escargot.
Jackie,
you're literally so good at what
Tony
you do.
Escargot definitely won on the slots today.
Yeah, thanks for being awesome and keep it up.
Aw, thanks, Tony.
There you go. But here's what I wanted to ask you. Is there something else you wanted to go to?
Yeah, I said, do you want to talk about your ordeal getting in the building?
We'll do that during intermission.
Okay.
Because I want to see if Bundy had the same problem.
We call that a tease in the business.
Yeah. I'll see if Bundy had the same problem as me, and we'll talk about it. So, Jackie, you know, there has been a lot made I don't want to get into if anybody wants to hear my rant, I was on the Russ Joy show. We talked about it on Snow the Goalie earlier with the live show at Chickies and Pizza. We don't need to get into the whole Couturier-Mishkov debacle that was on Flyers Twitter this weekend. But one thing that I think is interesting, and you took a very interesting tact on this with your story today, is you went and talked to Leon Draisaitl about what it's like to come in with all that pressure and the advice that he has for Matvei Mishkov. What did Draisaitl tell you?
Well, he just basically, it wasn't like advice. I just said, how do you handle like the pressure? And he's like, I mean, look, it's a little different. Leon obviously came in speaking English. He's but he was also a high draft pick. He had a lot of pressure on him. And I asked him about him and Connor, because obviously Connor came in. And,
right.
I mean, if there's anyone who came in with pressure, it's Connor McDavid. I mean.
Right.
And I talked to Darnell Nurse, too. And it was just basically like, it's not always good. He said something along the lines of, it's not always going to be roses.
Yeah.
Which I thought was like a great line.
Yeah.
And it's just saying, you kind of have to take the good and the bad, and you have to just kind of deal with it. And if you want to be a star, and he said Matvei wants to be a star, like, you have to learn how to deal with all the ups and downs and everything that comes around. So.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hey, Joe checked back in for you.
I have been to the Nassau Coliseum. I actually used to work for the Islanders years ago. Actually, one time I was a ticketing intern the summer of Nuna, and I had to like.
That's the summer of what?
No, it doesn't matter when it was. It was
I may have been covering the games up there.
But I was a ticket intern one summer, and I had to count every single seat at the Nassau Coliseum to make sure there was a seat for the ticket they were selling.
Wait, so intern Jackie, intern Andrew, 2 interns for the price of 1.
There you go.
I've interned for a few places. BC Iceman, shout out to UHL back in the day.
Okay.
I worked for the Capitals for a year doing communications. It was a graduate assistant position, technically.
Nice. What year was that?
Irrelevant.
Well,
George McPhee was the GM. How about that?
Yeah, I used to talk to George.
I used to sit right outside George's office.
That's why I'm curious.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, Jackie, you're not older than me, so even whatever year you say it is, it's still you're younger than me.
Well,
right?
I was there. Okay, I worked for the Islanders one summer during college, and then I worked for the Islanders after I graduated, or the Capitals after I graduated. I actually worked for the Islanders a little bit doing game nights after that. But
so early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Yeah, I lived in DC right after 9/11, pretty much, which was as a New Yorker moving from.
So
New York
I probably dealt with you back then and had no idea that I did.
Dave Fay was
Dave
Fay, Jason Lacanafora were the beat reporters back then.
Yeah.
I ran the press box.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I used to come in there all the time.
Crazy.
How wild is that?
Crazy.
Learn something new every day.
So, Anthony, you have a hard time getting in the building tonight.
Yeah. So anyway, back to what we were talking about.
Yes.
So okay, so he gives you that. What is your thought on Mishkov and where he's at in this point? And look, he was as open and honest with us.
Oh, he was fantastic.
The other night,
after the cameras left, people don't realize that was when he made the comment about the weight of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was probably the best press conference, like interview, post-game scrum, whatever you want to call it, we've had with him since he got here. Look, I know there's a large population of people that defend him to no end. But if you don't think Matvei Mishkov cheats at times, I got a couple of bridges to sell you. Because let me tell you, he even cheated on one of the goals against the Senators a little bit. The struggles with Matvei is that he's not wrong when he cheats sometimes. It's when he picks sometimes. It's not when it's a 50-50 puck, you don't cheat.
Yeah.
If you think your team's really going to get it, that's my question. I think that's the next question to him, though, is like, do you always think your team's going to be able to recover the puck and get it, maybe? Because there's times where, like, there was the one where Jamie blocked a shot against Tarasenko was the one who scored. So what team is he on now? I don't even remember.
Minnesota?
No.
Where's Tarasenko? Andrew. Oh, my God.
Maybe it is Minnesota.
He's not still in Ottawa, is he?
Minnesota.
Is it Ottawa?
No, it's Minnesota, right?
I think it is.
Ottawa's only been here once.
It's Minnesota.
So on that one, like, Jamie was blocking the shot. You can't control the puck when you're blocking it like that.
Yeah.
Especially on a hard shot from Tarasenko. Like, it's impossible.
Right.
So there was no guarantee the team was getting the puck back.
It's the Wild.
And that's the Wild. Yeah, and that's what led to then he ended up getting the goal later, like 10 seconds later or whatever. So like, yeah, I think.
Oh, that's a good question.
What's that?
Have you guys heard Mishkov speaking English when the cameras are gone?
you're around them more than
Yeah.
I am because you go on the road as well. So you probably have a better answer. In my time that I've been around him, no. But he says usually again he says thank you guys.
He does say thank you guys after.
In English.
I have heard him speak English. It's not like full sentences and conversation. It's not like us having this conversation.
It's not
right
as good
now.
as Grabenka.
No, it's not.
Right.
But excuse me, but like he definitely does. There is a give and take, with teammates, with reporters sometimes. We're just like kind of just. What do you think of the Giants game? Like the Eagles or whatever. It's not that I've talked to him about football, but I'm just saying, like, it's just when it's like that kind of stuff. You do hear him talk a little bit with his teammates, like Sean Couturier the other day. Like, there is.
Oh my God, he's talking to Sean
I know.
Couturier. You mean they're like in the same locker room? You mean that like they haven't traded away Sean Couturier, the worst leader in the history of the team? The disgrace of a captain who's going to single-handedly prevent this team from ever winning a Stanley Cup? That same Sean Couturier, the guy who had the audacity to say out loud the things that many of the people say on Twitter, as well as the coaches and the players? What? The audacity.
He's got he's doing the microphone thing like they used to do back in the 30s.
I am
like
so
old-timey
he's like the old
radio.
one.
Yeah,
I am so over. I am so over the fact that there are still people arguing about the Couturier comments on Mishkov.
It was on WIP today.
Was it really?
Oh my God. It was like ridiculous. Like enough.
I actually hope Mishkov comes out after the game. I hope they win tonight. And then Mishkov gets to talk to the media and they say, hey, Matt V, there were a few things said over the weekend. What were your thoughts? And he goes, I hate Sean Couturier. His contract is so bad it will doom this team for a decade. Just kidding! Like, that'd be great.
On another note, Jackie, Bryson Forster back in the lineup tonight. Well, people want us to talk hockey.
Do they?
Yeah, well, they do. I mean, we can go off the rails a little bit, but not completely. Forster back in the lineup tonight. So the lineup kind of changes a little bit.
Yes.
You get Trevor Zegras up with Mishkov now.
Well,
with Coots.
We did ask Sean about that. You were
Yes.
there. We did ask him. He said, I don't know. It was like we kind of all just – and he's not wrong. They were kind of mixing it up. And then today, again, there was guys missing, like no Cam York, no Juleson, no Zegras, no – who else? There was a Dvorak. So, like, it's hard to figure out who's –
I'm going to make a prediction. We see Couturier, Mishkov, and Zegras tonight.
I don't know. It's not a bad – I don't have an issue. You need
That
Sean
line-
Couturier and his defensive acumen.
Yeah.
That line will work.
I think that line works.
That's a good line.
The line that I'm not sure works, if that's what they go with.
Konechny.
The land of misfit toys.
Yes. Dvorak, Tippett, and Konechny.
Put Tippett with Dvorak. What could possibly go wrong?
Tippett,
Dvorak,
and Konechny have worked.
and Konechny.
What's that?
Tippett and Konechny have worked.
I don't like them together. I think that they play two completely different styles.
Well, here's
of
the
game.
question: who does Tippett go with? That's
Another team.
I don't know about that.
This is when Russ goes too far.
I'm not. He doesn't fit. He doesn't. I will be on this bandwagon. Somebody could tell me to stop talking about Tippett. There is no fit on this team. If Trevor Zegras were a responsible 200-foot center, that would be the guy. I don't see it now. Could they actually put together a line of Zegras, Couturier, and Tippett and give that a shot? Switch out where Mishkov's at. Maybe I don't know if that would be the worst thing.
But earlier this year they did it with the same thing, but with Dvorak instead of Couturier, and he scored 5 goals in 6 games. Owen Tippett.
Yeah.
Right. That was that.
Yeah.
That's what they started the year with.
Yeah, it's just. I don't want to call them the misfit line, but yeah, that's kind of like. I mean, it's just kind of like where I do think. So I was a big fan last season of Michkov, Couturier, Konechny.
Yeah.
And that worked well.
Mishkov's better on the left.
He really is.
He really is better on the left.
So the thing is that I can't remember where we were. I'm definitely sure it was on the road when that first time they played together was. And I remember seeing Matt Bay being like, no, you go to the right side because Travis can't play the left. And I remember seeing him be like, I got it, which is amazing for, I think he was probably 20 by that point.
Right.
to see a 20-year-old be like, nah, dude, it's cool. I'll play the left side. You go play your right side, instead of the veteran, being like, I'll sacrifice my game a little bit for you.
Right.
And I think Tocchet's right in that he plays better. He's faster and plays better on the left.
I agree. And
He just has to stop cheating. I have no problem with him cheating at times. He doesn't make the right call 80% of the time, let's say.
Yeah.
Because it's those 50-50 pucks that he needs to like be better about, because when it's like 80-20 that your team might get it out,
that's
okay,
different.
go.
Yeah, go.
Have fun. But when it's 50-50 especially, you can't. Because you don't know who's going to get it.
Exactly. Another story that you wrote about, and I think is kind of an interesting one, is they're getting a little bit more of a longer look at Emil Andre.
Yes.
It looks like he's making his 4th consecutive start in the lineup tonight. And so that kind of knocks Zamula and Yinning down a peg.
I think Yinning's already.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, how far does this go? Is he you think, solidifying a permanent spot there, or is it? Do you think that there's still going to be
I hope so.
a time where he comes out and Zamula comes back in, or what do you think?
I hope so. I think Emil's shown that he can play a bigger game than his body is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing with like a Bobby Brink, right? Plays a bigger game, more heart, more determination than their body size. See, Travis connect me too. Like a little, like I think Emil has played a really strong game. I think Emil should stay in the lineup. I think he's proven that he can be, at minimum, that number 5. He should probably play higher in the lineup. And I think Tocchet said it a couple days ago when I asked him about Emil that he has to find him more time. Maybe he does get a shift with Travis Sanheim. Maybe he does get a shift with someone else to show that. I mean, well, here's what I will say. I also think he should get power play time. And the reason I say that is because they kind of, in my opinion, they kind of messed things up by taking Cam York off of that power play unit.
We talked about this earlier on Snow the Goalie, so go ahead and say it.
I think they messed up. Yeah. How do you take Cam York off the power play unit with Trevor Zegras? Cam York has been on the ice for 7 of the 9 power play goals. Guess who's been on the ice for 9 of the team's power play goals?
Zegras.
Trevor Zegras.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. And Jamie they haven't scored a power play goal since Drysdale went back in York's spot.
Yeah, I don't know why you mess with a good thing.
Yeah. And you
don't fix it if it ain't
Rick
broken.
Tocchet, no.
No, I didn't. No, did not.
You asked him that question, and what was his response?
Yeah, I don't know.
He honestly said he doesn't know.
Well, he did say so I guess based off of that response, I do think that he does. And I get, every coach is going to break down their systems differently, right?
Right.
John Tortorella seemed to have a hand in everything, except for penalty kill, which he definitely gave to Bradshaw. It seems that I would say Rick Tocchet is a delegator to an extreme. So it kind of, he's like, hey, Jay and Yogi, this is you. You make the decisions. I'm just going to sit here and watch. And, I wouldn't be surprised. Probably Tocchet's more involved with the follow lines.
Yeah.
So I don't know if people notice, but like a follow line, when you walk in as a coach, when you walk in, you have your sheet. These are my power play units. These are my penalty kill units. This is my follow line. And if you notice, Zegras, Mappe, and depending on who's available, is maybe Dvorak now because he's not on a power play unit. Like those always go out after a penalty kill, after a power play, depending on who's out there. Like you have this all set in place generally. So and especially after any special teams, you want a high offense line to go out there to keep setting the tone, especially if you were on a penalty or a power play, or to reset if you were on a penalty kill. So it's kind of like interesting. Whatever. I don't know why he took York and Zegras or broke them up, but Jamie did tell me today that he has played with Trevor Zegras too. He did it for 2 years in Anaheim. So there is a connection. It's just not as good right now as the York one.
Yeah. You're talking about the fact that Tocchet is saying, hey, I need to get this guy more minutes, got to do this, got to do that.
Yeah.
He's been saying that about Grabenkin all season. Grabenkin's not in the lineup. I don't get it. I do not understand. I know that there's this belief about Delorier. I don't actually have a problem with Delorier being in the lineup. There was a game not that long ago where both Grabenkin and Delorier were in the lineup together. Like I fundamentally don't understand why Grabenkin isn't playing virtually every night on the 4th line as a young guy And I also don't understand why when he's in these games, he's usually getting somewhere around like 8 minutes a night. There's part of me that just thinks like there has to be something holding Tocchet back from playing him more consistently.
Before you answer that question, Jackie, I just want to point out for my saying funny no media asked Tocchet that.
About what?
Jackie did ask Tocchet that.
About what?
That was in reference to the why York and Drysdale.
I literally asked him.
Yeah, you asked him.
Not that I got credit from the YouTube comments because they like to trash all my other questions, but they were like, "Oh my God, that person stumped him."
Yeah, no, Jackie asked that question. Anyway, go ahead. Answer what Russ was talking about Grbank.
What was the question?
It was just what do you think the issue is? Like, he talks so. There's effusive praise about Grbankin anytime he plays.
Yeah.
And then he says, I got to get him more time. Gets him like 8 minutes, and then he's like in and out of the lineup. I don't get it.
I think so. Like Mappe, there's a couple of like little issues with his game, and Tocchet has talked about how. I think when we were in Nashville, I spoke with him separately about a couple of things, and with Grbankin, I did a story on Grbankin after or before the Nashville game for that day, and the question was like, you talked about him. You need to see more of a consistent effort kind of thing. And he said that he likes that he goes, like, let's say, into a pile, on the boards. I mean, look, he plays great on the boards. I think we can all agree on that. But the problem is that he starts thinking too much.
Okay.
And he goes, oh, do I need to be, let's say it's in the defensive zone, do I need to be a little off the boards or away from that pile? Or maybe in the offensive zone away from that pile because, coach wants me to be in front of the net. But he basically has come up to Tocchet. He told me in Nashville, he has come up to him and said, I'm thinking way too much out there. And he is a young kid.
He is.
He's 22?
Yeah.
Not
something
even?
like that, which is why like I'm very much in the camp that like in a season that doesn't have high expectations,
they're trying to win.
I don't know about that.
Okay,
they're trying to.
They
win.
want to make the playoffs.
We need to level set here.
No,
making the playoffs versus having high expectations is not the same thing.
No, but
you have the ability to give a guy some relatively consistent playing time, especially if you're only going to play him for 8 minutes a night. You have the ability to do that and to put him with two guys on the line that can be also responsible players.
I think he's a third liner. I don't think he's a fourth liner. I think that's the problem is that they'll.
Then he should probably be in the A, getting consistent minutes. My issue right now is I don't understand.
I mean, he is waiver exempt.
Yeah, so like I don't understand the development path if he is a third line guy, and I don't disagree with you. And Ant, you said it not that long ago. I mean, he had the one game tying goal against it Ottawa?
Yeah, no,
right.
It wasn't Ottawa.
No, we were on the road. Montreal.
Yeah, Montreal.
Like, I think there's a good player in there.
Yes.
But I don't want to see him pigeonholed into this like fourth line role where he's also getting inconsistent time.
And I said this earlier, and Jackie, you can tell me if you agree with me on this. The same reason that they haven't thrown money at Trevor Zegras is the same answer I'm going to give you here. It's only 15 games. There's a lot of time left in this season. Nikita Grbankin, by the end of the year, could be getting regular minutes on the third line, and they're just bringing him along a little bit slower, so that they don't set him up to fail.
It's probably a fair assessment. They definitely have some structural issues with his game, and he does need to work on it. And we can all, I mean, look, you can see these things. The one thing I like about Tocchet's systems, I don't know about you guys, but I could pick out what's being done wrong and right now more than I ever could with Torts, which is funny because I never even realized Tortorella never had a offensive zone structure.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of crazy to see, but like now you kind of see it, and now you can kind of like. I have to be honest. I don't know about you guys, but watching, and I know it might be hard to see on television, but when I think we were in Montreal or Nashville, sorry, and like you see all the like craziness in the zone, and then all of this in the defensive zone, and then all of a sudden the box end one just like almost like when I'm driving like towards Banff and like all of a sudden the mountains like from the clouds, like it just all of a sudden like everything's beautiful and right, like that's literally what happens sometimes.
We had a Canadian geography joke here.
I love Calgary. I'm not gonna lie. I love going up there.
Yeah, I always said it's underrated city.
Banff, Kananaskis.
No, I'm talking about in the NHL tour.
Oh, it's amazing.
Of all the cities, I think Calgary is one of the most underrated.
I love it up there.
I'm
a big Calgary fan.
Not Edmonton,
though. The walking along the river is kind of nice. They have a funicular.
Yeah, they do have a funicular.
It's
they do.
cool.
So does Pittsburgh have a funicular.
Where?
on the side of the mountain.
I usually just go to the rink and then go back
what?
to the hotel. There's
Funicular.
It goes like on an angle.
It's like an angled train.
I've done it in like Norway a few times, different ones.
Yeah, no. When next time you're in Pittsburgh,
it's
yeah.
Also, by the way, just to go back to why did you hire someone from Brooklyn? I also worked on NHL Tonight for a year.
Yes, you did.
So
Yes, you did.
I think you won Joe Papel over.
You
in
did.
fairness.
Jackie knows puck says. Tony says.
Joe Papel at this point is no longer a Snow the Goalie fan. He's going to be a Jackie Spiegel fan in the Philadelphia Inquirer. All right, Jackie, we have like 2 minutes left here, real quick. What do you think for tonight?
Oh man.
Darth Vladar in net.
I'm going to say 4-3 Flyers. I know the Oilers have had their issues, but I'm going to say Connor's probably going to get at least 2 of those goals.
They can't stop the puck.
He's insane to watch. Did you see the goal the other night against Columbus?
I did. But I also saw against Colorado when they lost 9-1.
Ooh, did not see that.
So they can't stop the puck. They have a real problem with goal. It's amazing that they've been in the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row, and they have the two best scorers in the NHL, and they can't find a freaking goalie to help them win a championship.
I'm pretty sure that's how Bill Ranford was a very good goalie, and so was Andy Moak, but
and Grant Fuhr before that. But it didn't hurt to have Wayne Gretzky scoring hat tricks every night. So, I mean. It did not hurt. That is true. Jackie Spiegel, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Having you on Snow the Goalie in the Press Row Show. Do this again soon.
Yes. Well, what are your
Oh, you want to hear them?
No. You don't dictate terms, ma'am. We have some time before predictions.
Oh, excuse me.
You'll have to tune in over on YouTube, Facebook, or X.
All right, fine. I will tune in.
Just follow Snow the Goalie on X and be able to you'll see Russ put the predictions out.
All right, fine.
That's all
Thanks,
you gotta
guys.
Do. Thanks, Jackie.
The pride of the Bronx. Jackie Spiegel.
See, he went right back. Jackie. Oh. That's better than Staten Island.
It is better than Staten Island.
Island.
Okay, now I saw a question in the comments.
Yeah.
Somebody said about Nesbitt. It was a question about
Mrs. Nesbitt. What's that from?
Have we heard anything about Jack Nesbitt? So I'll give you a little update. Jack Nesbitt so far this year has played
pop culture references.
Has played 14 games. I muted him. Has played 14 games so far this year. He's got 6 goals and 10 assists.
You make pop culture references, and it's totally fine. I make one, and I get muted.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't know the reference Mrs. Nesbitt.
Not Choo Choo Nesbitt?
Andrew. Do you know Mrs. Nesbitt reference? Mrs. Nesbitt. All right. Anyway, I want to see who in the chat recognizes Mrs. Thank you, Allison. Thank you. First person.
What?
Yes, when Buzz Lightyear is going little cuckoo and he dresses up as Mrs. Nesbitt. Right? At the tea party. He's doing the tea party in Toy Story. And it's Tim Allen's voice, talking about Mrs. Nesbitt.
So, I have mostly scrubbed Toy Story from my brain. Did you see there's a Toy Story 5 trailer?
I know. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either. Toy Story 4 was Flaming Garbaggio. They should have ended it at 3. 3 was a really good conclusion to Toy Story.
It was.
4 was nuts.
Yeah.
4 was unhinged. Bo Peep downing the patriarchy.
Yeah.
And then doesn't Woody stay? Wasn't that the whole thing? He goes back to the carnival with her or whatever? But now in the trailer, Woody's back at the house or something.
I don't know.
Stop grabbing for more sequels to franchises that worked. Come up with something new.
Yeah.
Do better. Now, if they tell
Or do a crossover.
What if they retcon
What if
Toy
you
Story
crossed
4?
over?
What if we find out Toy Story 4 is actually a bad dream that Andy had? That'd be totally fine. Retcon the whole thing.
Yeah, that's good.
Forky can still show up, though. Forky's actually pretty funny. And like the little chickens or whatever they were, the blue one and the yellow one, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Did you see Toy Story 4?
Yes.
Be honest.
Yes, I've seen them all.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, I've seen
Did
them
you
all.
see? Hey, intern, did you see the Super Mario Brothers Galaxy movie trailer today? Looks intense, like the fire at the circus. Intense. All right, sorry. I've been told we have to talk hockey. We just got done doing an hour-long radio show. We're back here.
I know you're exhausted.
I'm not exhausted.
An hour and a half of hockey is a lot.
I mean, like, what do you want us to do? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll keep this relevant to the game tonight. McDavid and Draisaitl, probably the best 1-2 tandem in the entire league on a single team, right?
Yep.
I'd say there's no team in the league that has a better 1-2 punch than those two.
Correct.
McDavid decided in the offseason to re-sign on a 2-year deal. Now, remember, this was the final year that he could have theoretically taken an 8-year deal under the CBA to remain with his home team, like with the team that had his rights. He ultimately chose to go 2 years, and he went below market value, like significantly below what he could have commanded on an AAV basis. Now, Bundy said over at Chickies and Pete's on Snow the Goalie Radio that, like, he's essentially giving them 2 years to figure out the goalie, because obviously Stuart Skinner is not that guy. Do you think that there's a scenario where McDavid, even if they don't figure out the goalie situation, stays there beyond those 2 years? Or do you think it really is kind of like an ultimatum? Get this ish figured out and fixed.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think that's totally what it is, in all honesty. I mean, it's a short answer, but yes, absolutely 100%. I want to get to this question since it came from a viewer and not from you. So Gig 5087 is asking, is it believed that defensemen take longer than forwards to make it to the NHL? Does it take defensive D-men longer than offensive D-men? Mostly asking regarding Carter or Mikko. The answer is yes. I mean, just in general, usually defense, and there are a few exceptions, but usually it takes defensemen at least 150, 200 games in the league before that they start to figure it out. And even there are some that are even longer than that. Offense, the difference between defensive D-men and offensive D-men, I'm not certain that there's much of a difference there. Maybe you could sit there and say it takes an offensive D-man longer to pick up the defensive side of the game, because defensive D-men, they just play one way, right? Yeah. That's it, and that's so they kind of do their thing within the structure and within the system, and they just got the reps and they figure it out. Where an offensive D-man, he's jumping in, he has to know when to jump into a play, when to lead the rush up ice. When to not do it and make sure he's back to cover his part of the ice. So like, there's a lot of differences on that for an offensive D-man. So they maybe take a little bit longer. But yes, defensemen. The order of operations are quickest to develop. Wingers are the quickest.
Yep,
hands down the quickest. Then you're probably talking centers second. Defensive D-men third. Offensive D-men fourth. Goalies. The goalies are wild cards because they're all over the place.
The offensive D-man thing is interesting, though, because you look at Steve William, who very much looks more like an offensive-minded defenseman, and he's found success, especially if you get power play time. That can certainly help things along, at least on that end. He's not a defensive defenseman by any stretch.
That's what I'm saying. That's the part of his game that he's going to have to learn.
Yeah, so it's the offensive part of his game came fast. You know who really is just – I think that Matthew Schaefer has been remarkable.
I predicted, what was it, the second game of the season?
Yeah.
I watched him play, and I said, he's going to be on the Canadian Olympic team.
Yeah, I mean,
he's that good.
There is not a single soul that now, I remember having Kimmelman on my show in the summer when I was up in Toronto, and Kimmelman said, I don't necessarily know if anybody's going to immediately go into the NHL, but if one guy were, it would be Schaefer. I don't know of a single person, even well-respected, whatever, that said, yeah, not only is Matthew Schaefer going to make it in the NHL to start the season, but he's going to look nearly as good as he. I mean, he looks every bit like a number one defenseman that you build around long term.
I think all of the experts, all of the analysts knew he would develop into that. Like you could watch him play. He was the consensus number one pick. You looked at him and said, this kid's going to be a number one defenseman in the NHL for 15 years, easy.
Yeah,
right. But nobody thought he would be that as a rookie, and he's been that as a rookie for the Islanders. He's been that good.
He's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Good on him.
All right, we got to do picks.
Do we?
Yeah, there's only a minute something left.
Oh, Bundy did not send me his pick. We're going to have to get Bundy's pick. I don't know where he is. I don't see him.
He'll be over.
All right, intern, you have to go first.
I will take the Oilers 4-3.
Wow. No belief in the Fly guys. All right, hold on. Let me put that in 4-3 Oilers. All right. Anthony?
I'm almost the same as intern Andrew, but not. I just don't think Edmonton can stop the puck, man. It's crazy. And they can score. I'm going to go Flyers 4-3, even though they are an underdog at home tonight. I'm a little bit surprised by how much. It's like Edmonton's minus 135, I think. It surprises me. I'll still take the Flyers. I like them tonight.
Oh, there's Bundy. There's Bundy in the mustache.
Yes.
He's got to get his prediction in before the show ends. There he is. I mean, look at this stud muffin walking his way over here. Bundy, real quick, your prediction.
I'm going to go 5-4 Flyers.
Wow, high scoring affair.
High scoring affair tonight.
I unfortunately am on the other side of that. I think the Flyers are going to have a hard time stopping McDavid tonight. And although I love Darth Vladar, I think tonight's the one. I think tonight's the one that he gets it run up on him. I'm going to go 5-4 Oilers.
Okay. So you got two. Russ and Andrew went with the Oilers, and Bundy and I go with the Flyers, and we all have the same scores, just with the opposite side.
Really?
Yeah, Andrew went 4-3 Edmonton. I went 4-3 Flyers.
Oh, wow.
You went 5-4 Flyers. Russ went 5-4 Edmonton.
Wow.
So we all think it's a close game. We all think it's a higher scoring game.
Wait until it's a shutout going into overtime.
Edmonton's a small favorite tonight in this game, which I'm absolutely stunned at.
Because Nikita Gorbenkin isn't in the lineup.
That's what it is.
I'm just kidding.
That's what it is.
Just kidding.
All right.
Gorbenkin out tonight, right?
Yeah.
Gorbenkin's out, yep.
So we will be back first intermission, second intermission, and postgame. Do us a favor if you've done so already. Like the video, share the video, subscribe over on YouTube to the Snow the Goalie channel. And if you want, you can mute the TV or whatever. Go check out the latest episode of Snow the Goalie. We did it over at Chickies and Pete's in South Philly. That is now live in the podcast feed as well over on YouTube. We'll talk to all of you in the first intermission here on the Press Row Show. Welcome into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, postgame show that's of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of Angola. Gentlemen, that was a period. So the Flyers benefited greatly, I would say, from stellar play in net by Darth Vladar in the first period, but the 13th shot of the period is the one that ultimately beat him. Oilers finished the period off with a 1-0 lead. Bundy, let me go to you first. Your thoughts on Vladar in that period and how the team played in front of him?
I thought Vladar played a good period. Let me see this.
13-5.
13-5, yeah. Edmonton got a lot of shots through, and the goal they scored was kind of a broken play down around the Flyers' net that came up a loose puck. McDavid got it, skated behind the net with it, and found an open Bouchard just sitting on that, as they call it, the Bouch bomb at Edmonton. And he was able to fire it home past Vladar. But I thought Vladar played a strong period before that. I don't think he got tested super big in any kind of way, but he made the routine saves, and sometimes that's just good enough.
Yeah, I mean, look, I thought that the period was interesting, right? I thought that the first 10 minutes of the period was just wide open hockey. There was not a lot of defense being played.
No.
And the teams were just going back and forth, up and down. Oh, and Tippett rung one off the crossbar. Russ missed that. He was busy posting something online and missed it. It was like a little bit of back and forth. And then Edmonton got a power play opportunity. They didn't score on it. McDavid actually wasn't out there for the first part of it because it looked like he had an equipment issue from our angle. It's hard to tell. Maybe they said something on the broadcast. I don't know. And then as soon as he came back from that point on, it was all Edmonton.
Yeah.
And then he gets the goal. Bouchard gets the goal.
There's a lot more the Flyers can do though in that period. I mean, they really can attack this defense, and they like Bouchard, you've got to run him over. You've got to get in and you got to lay a body on him and let him know that you're there. And he'll turn the puck over. So will Nurse. So will a lot of their defensemen. Wallman also.
Yeah.
That the Flyers did not do a good enough job, I don't think, really putting enough pressure on those guys on the forecheck.
Yeah, that's a good point, Bundy. And I think that's what probably the conversation's going to be in the locker room between periods, because they could get pucks to the net on this guy.
Yes.
They absolutely can. They can get traffic in front. I mean, Edmonton is not a very good defensive team.
They're not, and they don't put a whole lot into it defensively either.
Right.
They wait around for mistakes to happen, and McDavid and Draisaitl to kind of jump on those opportunities and change the course of the game.
Yeah, I thought Noah Cates' line was good. I thought that they had a couple of shifts where they had some pressure. They're playing against McDavid, forcing his line to kind of play in their own end a little bit, which is what you want them to do.
Yep.
But again, there wasn't enough from everybody else.
You know what's interesting? McDavid just prior to tonight, he played 17 games against the Flyers, lifetime.
Yeah.
How many points do you think he had in those games?
Is that your stat of the night?
It's not, but I know the answer. Want me to say it?
Well, not yet. Let them think about it, because I was actually shocked by the number.
The Flyer, in terms of points per game, the Flyers are the team he's killed the most in his career.
Like, unbelievable. Is it 32 or 33?
He's at 34 now.
34. So it was 33 in 17 games prior to that. Almost 2 points a game.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's Crosby-esque.
That's unbelievable when you look at 2 points a game. Now he's at, so he gets out of here tonight, it'll be 18 games, 34 points if he doesn't get another point tonight.
Still pretty incredible.
He's had 2 5-point games in there. In that sequence.
And it's funny because the last time they played him, I think that was the game when Cates shut him down, right?
He did last year. He did not have a point here in Philadelphia after the Four Nations Cup.
That's right.
Now, he looked a little gassed from playing and scoring the goal in the Four Nations prior to that. But isn't that interesting? I never would have thought his numbers were that high against the Flyers, and he's torched them.
That is pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy. So, intern.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, you want to bring him up on the screen, Russ?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Since we almost stole your stat of the night, I don't want it to go any longer in case we do. So let's let you get the stat of the night out there.
Sure. All right, I'll start with the Flyers here.
Intern, that's your stat of the night.
Not about Zegras this time. So Travis Konechny coming into tonight is riding a 7-game point streak. Should he get another one tonight, that'll be just the second time in his career that he's gotten a point streak of 8 games or more. The longest in his career was 10. He did that December of 2022, and that carried into January of 23.
So some people will say that's not good enough.
10-game point streaks?
depends what kind of points they are and when you get them.
I guess so.
I wish we could get a still of the face you just made.
Okay, so is that your stat?
So and then
Sorry that I want the highest paid forward on the team to score over 30 goals in a season.
so
Horrible, I know.
I do have
The
something
audacity.
interesting about Edmonton, though.
Yeah,
So
go
they're
ahead.
coming off of that crazy game Monday night against the Blue Jackets, the game that they won in overtime. Jake Wallman tied the game for the Oilers with 58 seconds left. That is the first time in Oilers franchise history that they have scored a game-tying goal in the final minute of regulation while shorthanded.
Wow.
Yes. So the irony is the last time that happened anywhere else in the league, you got to go back to December of 2022. Tarasenko did it for the Blues against the Oilers.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
There's
We
that.
were nowhere near taking his stat.
Yeah, nowhere near it.
Not even
Nowhere
close.
near it. As a matter of fact, Russ is going to after the period's over. He's going to take Andrew for a walk and flog him for giving a positive Travis Konechny stat.
You're making it sound like I don't want Travis Konechny to be successful. I do. I want the guy to perform well. I like the guy.
Yeah.
I actively root for the guy's success. It would just be nice to, have him rediscover the goal-scoring touch because I think it would help this team.
Yeah, he would. It absolutely would.
It truly would.
I don't disagree with you on that.
I like the guy. I'm not actively rooting against his success. I would love to see him go back to being a guy that we can, kind of bank on being a 30-plus goal scorer. I think it'd be great. It truly would be great. I brought this up before, but it is nice that they have guys on this team who've been able to kind of take some of that goal-scoring pressure off. So one of those names, one of those guys who really has developed a lot, I'd say, over the last 18 months is Tyson Forster. And he's back in tonight. Bundy, what did you see out of Forster? I mean, it's been a bit since he's back.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big hole when he was out of the lineup, but I noticed it. I noticed it the night, the first night he got hurt, that he wasn't available to play. He plugs that hole that you're missing, when you had to make the call up. And he just, he plays so well. He's a smart player. He can score goals. He can check. Becoming a very complete hockey player, and it's noticeable when he's not in the lineup.
Venom Claws. That's a great message. The parallel universe. TK has a podcast criticizing Snow the Goalie.
It'd actually be pretty good. He could chirp us back. It'd be fun,
Yeah, it's good. It'd be fun. It would be fun. It's a fun guy.
He's a fun guy. I like the guy. He was, back in the days when you and I used to go into the locker room after every game, I liked Konechny a lot.
Yeah.
Good dude. Seems like a genuinely good dude.
That comment from Greg Mack is an interesting one. Again, it was one period, first period that they've played together. He says he was expecting more from that Coots line tonight. Obviously, there's still a lot of hockey left to be played, so we're not going to pass judgment on the game just yet. But it wasn't necessarily a standout period for those guys.
No, it was not. I thought they were trying to. Do a little too much, actually, at a couple times. I think Mishkov had a chance where he almost came in and broke into the middle of the ice, and they checked him pretty quick.
Yeah, and then he had that one play. He made a nice play and then fed it to Juleson.
Yes,
for the shot.
Yeah,
didn't get through. But yeah, other than that, I think that there was not a lot to sit there and go, oh, that's exciting. It was just kind of a meh period for them.
It was just a period.
Yeah.
Of hockey for both teams. I felt like Flyers fell short there with the not getting the lead, but they've gotten used to not getting the leads here at home, and they seem to propel themselves better when they don't. But I'd like them to have a good start too at home here also.
So it was funny. We were talking with someone from the organization during that first period. Tonight is the 11th home game already.
Yes.
11 home. It's November 12th. The season's a month old, and this is the 11th home game. And then in the beginning of December, they have a 6-game homestand.
Yep.
So that's coming up at the beginning of next month and just in a few weeks.
Yeah. That's
that
a
means,
lot of games out of the way.
That means that there's going to be a lot of road games after December 10th or 11th or whatever the heck it is that homestand ends. You ever remember a time, Bundy, even going back to when you played, where you played that many home games that early in the season?
No, I can't remember.
And had to do all that travel in the second half?
No, I don't remember it being like that. Yeah. I mean, and they're going to pay for that somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. The one advantage is you get the Olympic break in there.
Yes.
That's the one advantage, right?
Yep.
So it kind of breaks it up a little bit. But still, that second half of the season is going to be a lot of flights and a lot of hotel nights.
A lot of travel. Yeah. And they got, of course, that big one after Christmas. They have
Yeah.
every year. They're out to the West Coast, and that's a long one.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
Sure is.
It's going to be interesting. That's why it's important, I think, to collect these points early in the season now. Right? I mean, win games early so that way you build up enough of a cushion that in case things start to go a little south on those longer road trips, you have a place to land.
On the Coates's corner, that was the dumbest thing ever. He used all that did was annoy guys because he'd come and bug guys to do stuff for him. You know what we did to him one night? He wanted to wake me and Richardson up in the morning in Boston to do a thing where we knock on his door and we were going to leave a little small trash can of water and lean it against the door and knock. And Coatesy was going to open the door and it was going to go all over his feet.
Okay.
So I'm like, dude, it's like 8:30 in the morning. We had a game that night against Boston. So I remember telling Luke, I'm like, you know what, dude, screw leaving the thing on the door. I'll knock, hold the trash can of water, and as soon as he opens the door, just throw it right on him. And we did. Coatesy thought he was going to get his feet wet. He just got doused with a whole thing of trash can water. Coates's corner of that baby.
You guys thought it was dumb, but fans loved that nonsense. Fans absolutely loved that segment.
Yeah, it was fun, I guess.
For the fans. Maybe
fans,
not for you. Maybe not for the players, but it was fun for the fans. I mean, nothing will top, Friggy in that elf suit. Where you saw every bit of him.
Really saw those jingle bells. Let's go out here to GJG 5087. It says, let's give Kyrou next week a welcome next week against the Blues. Wouldn't mind him as a target at the deadline. They acquired his brother, and it did come out.
Who's played well.
Yeah,
he's
really played well. It has been kind of thrown out there that St. Louis might be open for business, and that's a name that continues to come up. You just think about improving this team. You'd have to imagine that if he is made available, Danny Briere is going to be on the phone. Would you not expect that, Anthony?
Would I expect it?
Yeah. No, I'm saying expect the conversation.
I mean, I think
phone.
Danny checks in on everybody, like, in all honesty. So, I don't know. I mean, is it a fit, Bundy, in your mind?
Jordan Kyrou?
He got benched at healthy scratch last week in St. Louis for a game. He came back and played a little bit better, but
it's a big contract.
It's a big number he makes. Yeah, he makes a lot of money.
And another winger, right? It's another winger. So it's eight. Yeah, he signed through 2030 with an $8.125 million cap hit.
So he'd be the second highest paid forward on the team.
He's also got I'm sorry. He signed through 2031. I lied. Okay. And he's got
five goals, 4 assists, 9 points on the season.
He's got a no trade clause for as well for the next 5 years.
But would he say no to the Flyers with his brother in the organization? What if you got 2 Kyrous for the price of 1?
It's a nice story, Russ.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, it's a cute little story.
What was the last time? It was Cates, right? Jackson Cates
and Noah Cates were the last ones, but there've been a few.
Yeah.
The one before that I can think of is
go to Tony Louie.
Oh, sure.
I was. And it wasn't even close.
You were the biggest prankster?
Not even close.
What's the best prank that's PG enough that you can talk about on here?
So many of them, it's not even funny. I mean, I used to tape stuff to Ruby stick every day.
Okay.
Like a pail or, something with the puck in. We used to tell him, you're on the 1 second rule tonight, Chief. If your puck hits your stick, you got 1 second to get rid of it.
Oh, that's great. That's a great question. Other brothers. The other brothers that I remember you had Chemo and his brother Yussi.
No, Yussi Timonen? No, I didn't remember him. No,
he played for the Flyers.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yussi Timonen. Yeah, the Shens.
The Shens.
I remember the Shens. Yeah. I don't remember Yussi at all.
Yussi Timonen was
Yussi played here?
Yes, he did.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Intern, can you fact check that?
I've never heard that in my life. I've never heard of Yussi Timonen.
Yeah.
I'm looking this up.
Go ahead.
That checks out.
I think Anthony's fake news.
No, it checks out. I got it right here.
No, I believe him.
Played 14 games for the Flyers in the 06-07 season.
Get out of town. I know. Wow.
Thank you.
Which brother was better, UC or Chemo? I mean, it's...
So UC was here first, actually, before Chemo. Played here, and then Chemo was acquired that summer. And then the Flyers, they were in UC was with the Phantoms for that first that season for a little bit, and I think then he left after that, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there you go.
Interesting.
And then of course you go way back, you go to the Sutters. So
yeah. There we go.
Do we have any other brothers that we could think of?
The Sedines.
Played for the
Sutter brothers.
Sutter brothers played here. Rich and Ron, the twins.
They called them a perfect 10. The Sutters. 5 2s. That joke's been around forever around the league. The perfect 10.
Oh, the Watsons. You go way back.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I saw Joe Watson tonight.
Yeah, Joe and Jimmy.
Highest scoring brothers in NHL history. You know who that is, Andrew?
The Lindrosses, right?
No.
The Gretzky's.
It's the Gretzky's. That's right. I forgot about
that was the first question you ever asked me.
It was the Gretzky's, yeah.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh.
We've got a... I don't know.
She sent me a text.
She sent me something. What did she send
Hold
you?
on, I got to see.
You got to get that under control, and you can't be disrupting the show like that.
Is it good? Is it good? Like, what's the...
I'll read it. I'll read it out loud. I don't even know what it says. I'm going to read it. Can you please mention on the show, this is from Jackie Spiegel, who was our pregame guest.
Yeah.
Can you please mention on the show that I have started an Around the Rink segment for Friday newspapers in the Inquirer highlighting local programs.
Oh, that's
Big
nice.
moments like a player that gets a hat trick, for example. Upcoming rivalry games or anything you think area hockey fans should know about. Youth hockey, high school, adult ice hockey, and ball hockey. If you need it by Thursday afternoon, send it via email or social media.
All right.
I just said it. I just said it. I just read your text on air.
Also, Jackie Spiegel's a sourdough making machine.
Oh,
this is the sourdough.
This is
Puck is dropping.
Sourdough.
Yeah, it's your sourdough.
You know what else is dropping? The middle of that loaf of bread if it doesn't stay in the oven long enough. We'll be back. Second intermission postgame here on the Press Row Show. Welcome into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show. This side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of Angola. Fly Guys tied it up in that second period.
25-11.
25 shots to 11. There was a good chunk of that period where the Flyers were being outshot by a 4-to-1 ratio, and then they turned it on a little bit. Matvei Mishkov scores a goal in the period. And I hate to report this to the haters out there, but his teammates did, in fact, skate over to celebrate with him, including a little fist pump in the air from Travis Konechny. So, I don't know, guys. Are we sure that the team doesn't hate Matvei Mishkov? 610-632.
Look, it was not a great period.
No.
Really, it wasn't. They had a couple of nice shifts earlier. Bundy, it's actually started, and I was kind of surprised by it. There was an icing by the Oilers, and they put the fourth line out there for the offensive draw, and they had a pretty, decent shift. Wasn't like blow you away shift, but they had like a good shift where they hit a few guys, kept the puck in the zone for a minute. Garnet Hathaway had a nice shift, I felt, right, and then immediately after that, the Coots line comes out and has a really good shift. Right? And from there, it was kind of like, okay, it's slowly building. Edmonton did have one other longer shift down the other end, but you could start to feel it, the worm turning a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Mishkov gets the goal to tie it. And it was like, I don't know. Did they just need a jolt of energy? Like, was that all it took?
Yeah, I mean, that was a great shot by Mishkov, but really horrible penalty killing by Edmonton. I mean, he moves back to the point. He gets it to York, and York's just standing in the middle of the ice. He puts it back to Mishkov. That's a play where you can face up to the shooter there because he doesn't have another play except going back to the point. And the guy, the Edmonton player, was really passive on him. I would have challenged Mishkov there to allow him not to shoot that puck.
Yeah.
But he got behind it. He gave him all the time and space he needed. He took advantage of it and beat Skinner wide.
Skilled players can make skill moves. Big-time players can make big-time plays.
By the way, that's 3 straight games with a goal from Mishkov.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's worth pointing out.
Would you guys say
who had an assist on that goal? Does anyone know?
Yeah, York.
And who was the other guy?
Konechny.
Is that 8 in a row?
That's 8 in a row.
Intern Andrew?
I said it.
Straight 8-game point streak?
I said it.
First time in his career, you said, or second?
Second time.
Second time in his career, 8-game point streak.
It's like we've all been saying on the show. Travis Konechny's consistency getting on the score sheet has been vital to the Philadelphia Flyers' success earlier this season.
Been saying it. No.
You said it for a very long time. You wouldn't even believe how long.
But you know what? Sometimes it's stupid to say this, but it's the truth in hockey. And Bundy, I think you can attest to it. Sometimes even a little stupid secondary assist can get a guy going.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like, I mean, you really might not have nothing to really do with the play. Like, the play could be a 2-man play, and you just happen to get that, cheapo secondary apple there, and then all of a sudden it turns your game around.
Yeah, you can feel good about yourself getting on the points column. Any player that is supposed to get points and gets a point loves it.
Yeah, right.
Loves it. Like it doesn't matter if you're the second assist or what. As long as you're on the point on the score sheet, that's all that matters.
Yeah. And you know what? Another thing that players look at, and I know that they looked at it in your day, but they still look at it today, even though the stat has kind of been put out to pasture a little bit by some of the analytics people, and understandably so, because it's not always accurate.
Plus minus.
100% guys look at that sheet and look at their plus minus.
People discredited the stat. To me, it's still a great stat over the course of a year.
At the end.
At the end of the year,
At the end of the year.
Game by game, I mean, you can't. But I think it's still a very telling stat.
Yeah. I mean, are there goals that you're on the ice for that you had nothing to do with and you get a plus, or you're on the ice for you had nothing to do with and you get a minus? It does even itself out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does even itself out. So
I'll tell you what doesn't even itself out. Intern Andrews, trivia time.
Oh, yes.
We try to defeat Intern Andrew each and every game. Sometimes he gets the better end. Sometimes we do. Let's bring him on. Gentlemen, it is a rather long night that we've had here. It's our second show of the night. I'm not saying that we have a tired band leading into Intern Andrew, but let's maybe kick it up a notch. Are you ready to play him in?
We got to pick it up a notch? I think we've been killing it as the band.
Oh, and look at this. Faucet says hide Ant's screen. All right. Anthony SanFilippo, not allowed to look at his screen.
Why are we hiding my screen?
There have been some accusations of
You've been accused of being the biggest cheater.
And having a wandering eye to the comment section.
How many times have we gotten it wrong? Like, Bundy gets it right all the time. It's not me.
You're being accused of reading performance-enhancing comments.
Okay.
All right, let's bring intern Andrew on. 1, 2, skiddly-diddly-doo.
Thank you. So, a good amount of history between the Flyers and Oilers. 3 times they've met in the postseason. Once was in 1980. Flyers swept them in the first round. Those before there was Eastern and Western Conference. Mm-hmm. And then twice in the Stanley Cup Final, 1985 and 1987. 85, not particularly competitive. The Flyers won Game 1, and then Edmonton basically just blew them out the other 4. Easy. Blew them out the other 4. I think Lindbergh got pulled twice in that series, and then didn't even start in Game 5. 1987, a lot more competitive. The series went the distance to a Game 7. Unfortunately, the Oilers again won, beating the Flyers twice in the Stanley Cup Final. Mm-hmm. In total, there are 8 future Hall of Famers that played in those 2 Cup Finals. Granted, 7 of them were from Edmonton, and then 1 Flyer. I think you guys can do this. Can you name all 8?
I actually missed the question.
Are you arguing with people on Twitter again?
Yes, I'm fighting with people on Twitter. I'm sorry.
On the 87 team that went to the Stanley Cup Final, there's 8 Hall of Famers, 7 Edmonton, 1 Flyer. Can you name them all? Obviously, right. Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, Yari Curry, Paul Coffey,
Grant Fuhrer,
Glenn Anderson.
You say Coffey. Anderson is 6. Yeah.
Is Grant Fuhrer in the Hall of Fame?
You said him already.
Yeah, I said
we said Grant Fuhrer. Okay.
Yeah.
He is in, right?
Yes, he is.
I know. Steve Smith?
No.
So we got 6. And
Steve Smith did not Steve Smith. Who's the other defenseman that just got in? Lowe. Kevin Lowe.
Kevin Lowe.
That's all the Oilers.
And 1 Flyer from 80.
It's got to be Mark Howe.
Mark Howe, yeah. I was stunned to learn that Hextall's not in the Hall of Fame. I thought he would be for sure.
No.
Yeah. His grandfather is, but not him.
Yeah, he had like a handful of good seasons, and that was it.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So we got, who were the 7 Oilers? We got all 7 Oilers?
Yeah, you said them all, so I was trying to keep that. So Glenn Anderson, Paul Coffey, Wayne Gretzky, Yari Curry, Kevin Lowe, Mark Messier, and Grant Fuhrer.
Okay.
Just so now think about that for a minute, Andrew. Like, obviously this is before you were alive, before Russ was alive. But it was certainly in my heyday growing up watching hockey. The Flyers took them to Game 7.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, you played that series without Tim Kerr, who was their best goal scorer. Dave Poulin was playing with broken ribs and other ailments, right? They had a lot of injuries in that, and they still went 7 games with the greatest team ever assembled.
Yeah.
Tells you a lot about that Flyers team, right?
Yeah, really.
I mean, do you remember watching that series, Bundy?
I vaguely, Anthony, vaguely.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like I wasn't a Philly thing then for me,
No, for sure. But I mean, I didn't know, up in Canada.
I remember watching it. I remember the Flyers having a ton of heart. Yeah. Like to get there and to give them a battle. And then 87 was even better. I remember watching that.
Yeah, there's a documentary actually. Is it Netflix that has the Game 7?
Game 7.
Yeah, who's got the game?
It's on Amazon Prime.
That's what it's Prime. There's a Game 7 documentary about Game 7 between the Oilers and the Flyers.
Just that game alone?
Well, it's predominantly about that game, but it does highlight.
There's other Game 7.
What happened?
Yankees, Red Sox.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's all about, the series is called Game 7, and one of them is the Oilers Flyers, and it does talk about the series and how the team's paths to the Stanley Cup Final in Game 7. But it does really focus on that Game 7, which is the only game in that series, by the way, that the Flyers scored first.
They scored first, yep.
It's the only game in that series that they scored first. The other 6 games, Edmonton scored first.
Huh.
In Game 7, the Flyers scored first. Murray Craven, I believe it was, on a 2-man power play. Am I cheating on this, guys? I'm just curious if I am. But then they end up losing 3-1 in the game, right? So.
Yeah, we have unlocked Petty Ant tonight. How are the Twitter beefs going?
I don't know.
Is that what got you fired up?
Well, yeah.
Will you stop fighting with people on Twitter?
I have to. I hate these people.
Yeah, you're right, Murray Craven.
People are asking. Just ask me about Gretzky compared to McDavid or McKinnon.
Okay.
People may hate me because they think I'm probably old school like this, but I'm just gonna say it. I played against Gretzky. I played against Lemieux. Those two were different than everybody else.
I agree.
they're different. They were different type of guys than everybody else.
Yes.
I mean, you don't put up the numbers Gretzky did and Lemieux did. They were just on the ice, and you were absolutely mortified of them when they were on the ice. They were just that dominant,
and in different ways.
Yes, they were. Yeah, I mean, Mario was a 6'5" guy that could fly.
Yeah.
With the hands of like silk, and then Gretzky, nothing about Wayne Gretzky makes any sense. 6 foot, 175 pounds soaking wet, and the guy was absolutely just a complete phenom. He was a phenom when he was 6 years old. And he was like a legend at every level he ever played. But no, I don't think these guys now are good. They weren't those two guys. And that's all I got to say about it. I've watched multiple games, and I've seen enough to know that there's only one Wayne Gretzky and one Mario Lemieux.
Who is the closest in your mind that has gotten to that level? Or who's like the closest comp since Gretzky, closest comp since Lemieux?
Yager?
As
the guy who shut him down?
Yeah, I don't think so. No, I don't have Yager in that kind of company.
Closest.
There's a couple really. I mean, there's some.
And
great
by the way,
players.
I don't mean like the entirety of their career. I just mean like you watch a guy, and it could be somebody who's like even on the like only a few. Well, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years in the league or whatever. But like somebody who you watch and then you say, all right, there are like significant shades of Gretzky, or there are real shades of Lemieux. So anybody that you can think of that
Peter
compares?
Forsberg.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
He was really special.
Yeah. He was a special player. Yes, 100%. You're right.
Yeah, he was a great hockey player.
I take that. Yeah, it's Forsberg. He's 100%.
Stevie Y. Do not put Stevie Y in with Gretzky and Lemieux.
No,
it's not even close.
Yeah, no. Forsberg is the guy.
I'm trying to remember
1,000%.
back when Crosby came into the league. There was obviously a ton of probably unfair comparison. Where do you think he ultimately ranks all time, Bundy?
Who's that?
Crosby.
Yeah, I think he's going to end up being a top 5, top 7 player of all time.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly forwards.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard, like at what point do you sneak a defenseman in there? Like, where do you put Bobby Orr?
Well, Bobby Orr's top 5, top 3.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying like that. So if you're just talking forwards, I think Crosby could be top 5.
I think so. Yeah.
But I think if you include a couple of the defensemen, he maybe slides down a slot or two.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, he's right there though.
Yeah. Oh,
he's right there.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
And don't get me wrong. I mean, McDavid and McKinnon are absolute superstars. They're phenoms. They change the look of the NHL game when they're on their game going. But those guys are just amazing.
Okay. How about that?
Yeah.
What's this question here on the chance you missed due to trivia, Bundy? Somewhat related to a Snow the Goalie radio topic from earlier. If 97 played in your era, would you have defended him the same way you defended Yager?
That's a very good question.
That's a great question. Yeah, I mean, he's a guy like Yager that you just can't give him a ton of time and space, but you have to give him some time and space wide. That's what I did with Yager. I let him go wide till I was able to pinch him in the corner because I could skate.
Yeah,
I was a good skater, and I was lucky to, so I was able to keep up with those guys. With McDavid, the same thing. I would just leave him to the outside and try to pinch him in the corner when he got there. But I mean, he's got blazing speed too. McDavid does. He's a tough guy to defend.
Who's the guy that you had the hardest time defending? If
Smaller guys.
Okay.
Little, small, skill guys.
Who was the one that you hated playing against the most?
Joe Sakic.
Okay.
Couldn't stand playing against Joe Sakic. He was a tough guy to play against.
Okay.
For me, yeah, he was small, shifty, quick side to side, make quick plays to his teammates. But he was one. Steve Sullivan. You never heard of Steve Sullivan, I bet.
No.
I used to have the worst
small,
time
yeah.
with Steve Sullivan. He was so small, but he could dangle and he'd go through you if you get caught looking at the puck, which I did a couple times. He can make you look foolish.
It's pretty wild. Just to think about, like on balance, being able to shut down Yager and then, everybody's different. Can you stop tweeting?
No, I'm
engage in the show.
No, see, there are great fans, right? And the great fans are the people who are, in our chat room here on the Press Row show in the chat.
1998.
All right, whatever. They're the good fans. The near sellout that they have tonight or whatever, 18,000.
A lot of people in the building.
A lot of people in the building. Great fans. Okay.
Some of the best.
Then there's the idiots who put this baloney out on Twitter over the weekend who are now responding to my tweet because they're butthurt about the fact that they were so blatantly wrong. So those people deserve to get their comeuppance.
They might not be wrong. I noticed that on the national anthem, when the guys were on the bench, I did see that Travis Konechny was standing between Sean Couturier and Matvei Michkov, because clearly they hate each other so much they needed somebody to split them up. They needed a physical barrier, and they said, who is more physically imposing and able to separate those two? Travis Konechny. That's what they said. That's what they said.
So you're going to ask Bundy? You got 2 minutes to go here.
Bundy!
It's time for the question, the second period question of the day.
Well, really?
By Russ Joy.
Really,
that should be sponsored. We should get that sponsored.
Oh, it's the end of the second intermission show.
Yeah.
Bundy, it's a tie game. The Flyers have been outshot 25-11. However, they don't ask how many shots ultimately you end up with. They ask how many goals did you score. What do the Flyers need to do in this period to pick up those 2 points?
Forecheck, get on the Edmonton defense, make them turn the puck over, and shoot the puck more. Again, I don't know. The Flyers were stuck on 5 shots. They had a few later in the period as they got that power play and things started to execute a little bit. But they need to get on Edmonton's defense more and get more shots at the front of the net, make life more miserable. Edmonton defense tonight could play this game in a rocking chair. They have absolutely as much time as they want to get it out. There's not been enough forecheck pressure. It's been a game. It's not been a great game, and this is an opportunity for the Flyers to get out of here with 2 points tonight. They can do it. They can do it, but you have to go after the hockey game.
You know, just really quick, Talkett's always talking about these guys needing to crash the net. Skinner has allowed some really juicy rebounds in this game. Perfect opportunity to pounce on a puck, pop a couple in the back of the net, send everybody home happy. We all picked a high-scoring game.
Yeah,
I mean, barring something going catastrophically wrong either way or both ways, well, we're going to have a lower-scoring game tonight. So we shall see. We'll be back post-game here on the Press Row Show. If you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe.
I was ready to get going here in the second intermission. We're done already?
We'll talk to all of you post-game here on the Press Row Show. Welcome into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show, the side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, west of Angola. Oh, boy. So, the Flyers giveth and the Flyers taketh away. Late, very, very late in the third period, it appeared as though the Flyers had the game-winning goal, only for the play to get challenged for offside. And guys, I don't have a nice way to say this. An absolutely boneheaded play by Owen Tippett getting called offside. A totally inexcusable play on his part. The game-winning goal comes off the board. It goes to overtime. And there's a bad turnover at center ice. Dan Vladar, who played his ass off tonight, makes 29 saves on 31 shots. Got bowled over twice in this game. He ends up getting the loss, a 2-on-none to end the overtime. Somebody please make sense of what we just saw.
It's hard to make sense of it, Russ. I mean, it's unfortunate because after they were at one point, and you pointed this out, they were down in shots 20-5. From that point forward, they were the better team out there, and they just weren't getting getting rewarded. And then they have a play where they make a nice play to get into the zone, work it around, to get it back to the point. Sanheim shot, Konechny with a great redirect. And I'm ready to come on here and be like, oh, look who scored the game-winning goal. Russ, it was Travis Konechny. Oh, fantastic. And look, he had a really good game tonight. Let's be honest. Travis Konechny had a really good game tonight.
8-game point streak.
Yeah, he had a really good game tonight. And then all of a sudden we see, they're going to review it. And then you take a look and it's like, oh, my God. Owen Tippett. Like, what are you thinking? He's
not skating into the zone. This isn't like that call the other night.
He's standing on the blue line. How do you go in before the zone? He's watching the play, Bundy.
Standing sideways. Facing the puck coming in.
Like, you cannot be offside there.
Inexcusable. You cannot. There's no way around that. That he wasn't even part of the play as he was coming into the zone. All he would have been available to is a drop pass with no speed. Because Konechny had the middle of the ice. I have no idea what Owen Tippett was doing there. Absolutely none. That was the dumbest offside in hockey this year. And it was offside. It was offside. I'm not taking anything away from the refs. I mean, or Edmonton for challenging that. That was a great challenge.
Apparently it wasn't a challenge. Apparently it was a league review.
Oh, league review. Okay. Yeah, so it's a league review.
They were right.
Apparently a league review.
Wow. Well, I mean, they got it. In fairness to the sport, they got it right.
They did get it right. I want to give you a quote from Rick Tocchet about Owen Tippett that I wrote in my story yesterday, day before, whatever day it was. Yesterday, I guess. He's talking about Owen Tippett. There's parts of his game. He kind of gets in and out of his game. He's got to stay a little more focused in the game. I think that'll help him. He knows it, and he's working on that part, the mental part of it.
Yeah, which probably speaks a lot for his inconsistency in goal scoring.
But that is exactly
what we just
saw.
Right.
That was exactly what we just saw.
Yeah, he got lost in the game mentally, and it ended up costing the Flyers a point.
Yeah.
This isn't even... Here's the thing I don't get, okay? Like, the other night, one of the things that was like the controversy, right, was Couturier and Mishkov in overtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
And play gets called offside. Couturier looks frustrated. That starts the whole discourse over the weekend. That's one thing. Two guys trying to enter the zone. Something's mistimed. Offside. It sucks. Whatever. I don't understand. If this were a thing where, like, Tippett is busting it, right? Like, they're breaking out. Like, Vladar makes a save. There's a big rebound. And he just goes streaking down because that's the idea. And he's going to use that speed. And that's one thing. He's standing on the blue. He's standing there watching it.
Yeah.
He wasn't even like at full speed and like had to, slam on the brakes.
He didn't have any speed. That's what I just said.
Yeah.
I just said that, Russ.
I know. I'm saying that's what I don't get it.
Yeah, that's the thing that's.
He had no part in the play. There's nothing you can do except drop it to him and hope he makes another pass because he had nothing. He was standing still.
Yeah, and that's what. But I think what Russ is trying to say, Bundy, is that it would be different.
One thing. It'd be
like
one thing
if he was skating,
yes,
and had some speed, and he's called for offside.
Right. Understood.
Okay, right. The timing was just off.
That's my frustration.
That's his frustration.
If it were that, where he's using that one skill that everybody points to, or that one physical attribute, the speed, and that's why it happens, fine.
He's freaking standing there, like that. There are boneheaded plays. There are stupid plays. There are like, I kind of understand the thought process. There is no thought process. Somebody actually responded on Twitter. I put a tweet about that, got called off. And somebody goes, that's not a low IQ play. That's a no IQ play. I don't understand how a professional player is in that position at that point in the game and makes that kind of a mistake.
Yeah.
And we have covered and watched some pretty weird Flyers teams. And I cannot remember in the 7 years, Ant, that you and I have been down here doing like virtually every home game together. I can't think of a single freaking penalty that was that costly on such a dumb mistake. Am I wrong? I can't.
Well, it wasn't a penalty.
Sorry.
Yeah, but it was
a mental gaffe.
Yeah, no, that's pretty bad. I mean, we've seen a lot in our day, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure if I
I'm not trying to be a prisoner for the moment.
No, but I'm sure if I rack my brain, I could come up with something. But it's been a while. It's been at the very least, it's been a while since something like that. Yeah, it's a shame.
It's unfortunately it happened.
It's a shame and I really feel
bad for
Vladar. Vladar played his rear end off in goal.
Played
tonight.
great tonight. Yeah,
he was
really did.
Excellent in goal tonight.
He got hit once earlier in the game. He got steamrolled in the third.
Yeah,
and then he eventually stood up for himself. He got a minor, right? Or was it
for
roughing?
But it was still the Flyers still got a power play.
They ended up with power play.
Yeah.
But Bundy, all right. So tell me if I'm overreacting here. Vladar gets hit earlier in the game. Remember, he was down at that end, and then he kind of like rolls over, and we weren't sure. It looked like he hurt his hand or something, at least in the moment. And then you kind of look at it and you go, all right, it wasn't a dirty play. He just ended up on the ice. It sucks. When he got bowled over in the third, am I crazy or like wildly old school mentality that like somebody should have dropped the gloves in that moment? Like, I get that it's late in the game and you don't want to pick up a penalty if somebody doesn't want to get in a fight, but like, don't you owe it to your goalie at that point? Like, he got mauled, like bowled over. It wasn't like he got bumped into.
He got run over, but I mean, again, it's a tie game, and they got the penalty for it, and the Flyers had a power play to win the game. So I mean, you can't go dropping your gloves in that situation. You got to pick your spots. Unfortunately, the goalie got run over, but at that time in the hockey game, it's not the second period. It's not 3-0 one way or another. So you have to you got to be disciplined there, because if the guy drops his gloves, the other guy could just do nothing, and then next thing you know, you're in the box for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, there's no way. You can't do it there. As much as you'd like to, and people would like to see that, there's no way. You can't cost your team the game for that.
Is there an infraction that could happen in a game where you would throw that out the window? Like, what would it take, just hypothetically, what would it take, given the time and the situation? Like, what kind of thing would have to play out on the ice that you say, yeah, the hell with it?
For what?
That you would actually kind of go above and beyond?
It would have to be like an intentional,
have to be like a guy,
like a slash to the back of the head, or kind of like things, like
something intentional,
like ridiculous. Okay,
yeah, like
it has to be crazy. Yeah, like I didn't know what you meant there, Russ, when you're asking. Yeah, it has to be something so blatant that there's no choice, and the refs, no matter what, are going to say, well, if that guy dropped his gloves, they're going to call the 5 minute on each guy if you do it, because probably the play was so stupid.
Yeah,
if I run in or doing something really bad to your goalie or to another player on the ice, but no, you got to pick your spots. You can't. That was not the time for it. The guy drove the net. He hit the goalie. It was a penalty. Was called, and the Flyers, after a little bit of a melee there, they still ended up with the power play.
Aunt Maureen asks a good question for you, Bundy. Wants to know what happens after a game between teammates when someone screws up like that and costs you a game. Like, is it
nothing? It's just the way it goes. I mean, you understand they take the good with the bad and the bad with the good, and you realize that player will do more good than bad. So. No, there's nothing said. A guy after might just say, like, sorry, guys, I messed up there, but that's the extent of it.
Yeah.
Is that enough of is that egregious enough of an error that it gets him a healthy scratch?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
Somebody was asking.
No.
It
doesn't. I mean, you can't do that.
Okay.
You can't do that. I mean, if you want to take the totality of the way he's played in games and say, is that more indicative of a player that needs a reset, then you could make that argument. They still won't do it, but you can make that argument. You're never going to look at a veteran player, and Tippett's been around for a while. He's 26. He's not like he's 18, 19. You're not going to take a veteran player and scratch them because of one mistake in a game, no matter how stupid the mistake was.
All right, so let's talk about the other mistake that happened. This one in overtime. The Flyers actually got away with one where there's a really bad change was it about a minute into the overtime that we were looking at and saying, ooh, they didn't get caught out there, but there was a turnover at center ice that led to, legitimately a 2-on-none.
Yeah.
Which ultimately results in Vladar sprawling.
Yeah, Mishkov and Zegras kind of ended up in the same spot, and the puck was fumbled there, and that caused the 2-on-none the other way. Can't have that happen either, in all honesty. Look, Flyers haven't played Mishkov a lot in the overtime this year. It's only a couple times he's been out there. And there was an error. Another error.
Him and York got kind of tied up.
Was it York or Zegras? I thought it was Zegras.
It was York that kind of
tipped
over the puck there.
Okay, it was York. All right. Yeah. But yeah, another mistake. It costs you.
It's just, we said it, but the shame of it is Vladar had I would say, pretty darn sensational. Because here's the thing, that first period he got peppered with 20 plus shots. Was it 20? No,
it wasn't in one period.
Was it 15 or something in the first period?
15 the first. Yeah.
It was 15, and he kept this team in it. And there was a late goal in the first period, which I don't think we put on him.
No,
but he was able to keep the team in the game. I mean, there have been
he got them a point tonight, and if they would have, if Owen Tippett's not offsides, Dan Vladar would have gotten them 2 points tonight, and that's how good he was.
Yeah,
Michkov scored tonight, but I don't think that was his best game of the year.
Yeah,
I thought he was okay.
He was okay.
He had some good shifts.
He did. The first period, I thought it was quiet, and I thought he got better as the game went on. That whole line did. That whole line played better as the game went on.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lull there, right, Bundy, in the third period. It seemed like the Flyers had some momentum in the second. At one point, started to come back a little bit, and even the beginning of the third, it was kind of a okay, and then all of a sudden it went through a stretch of 10 minutes where nothing was happening, either way, and it was oh boy, this is dragging.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, and you know who else was off tonight too, and we didn't see them at their top of their game, was McDavid and Draisaitl.
Yeah.
They were very, very average tonight.
Yeah, I know McDavid gets a point.
He got a point, but he passed it out to a guy who was sitting on an open one-timer.
Yeah.
I mean,
wasn't like a great player, I think.
No, just a regular pass with a great shot.
Yeah, exactly.
And Draisaitl was quiet as a church mouse tonight.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting a quote from down in the locker room. Siobhan Nolan tweets out, Vladar called hockey, quote, a game of emotions, and didn't seem torn up about getting run into in the third period. Shrugged it off, says it happens in games.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Bundy, last thing, I think, unless Anna has something.
Nope.
We've been talking a lot about Vladar this year. I don't want to put the cart before the horse here, but he really has given them a legitimate chance of winning in every game, and maybe except that Toronto game. But a good goalie keeps you in games. A great goalie can actively win you games.
Yes.
I'm not saying that he's there yet, but are we seeing a guy who, I mean, again, the most games he's ever played in a season is 30. Are we seeing a guy hit that next stride? We talked to Fridge about it over on Snow the Goalie Radio to tell people to go listen to that show when this one's over. But are we seeing a guy kind of really grasp that number one job and really feel confident in himself?
We'll see as he gets closer to that 30-game mark. He's gonna hit that number a lot quicker than he ever did in his career. So we'll see if fatigue becomes a factor, if the mental side becomes a factor for him as well. But as of now, he's played great, and we wanted to see him continue like that every night.
Ryan A. Andrew had the comment up just a minute ago. Yeah. And this is, I think, exactly right. He says they have to go Ersson against the Blues and Vladar in Dallas. You have back-to-backs Friday and Saturday. The Blues stink. Dallas is a really good team. I got to imagine Ersson plays against the Blues and Vladar goes up against the Stars.
St. Louis was a playoff team last year. They just had a terrible start.
They're playing awful.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't their goal differential minus 27 or something?
It's bad.
It's something absurd already. That was it's just unbelievable. I'm going to pull it up real quick.
I got it here too.
Yeah, it's really ugly. St. Louis, where are they at? Here we go. Minus 18. Now because they won a game. They got it back under 20. Minus 18, 17 games into the season. That's pretty wild, right? That's crazy.
So as Ant was just saying, they have a back-to-back. Friday they're playing in St. Louis. Saturday they're playing in Dallas. We are not back here until next Thursday. We actually
8 days.
We have
before.
a nice long break before. Yo, the month of December is gonna be a killer.
Yeah, but then that's it. The day after that, we barely see each other.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. So we will be back. It's funny. We did 2 shows today. We did Snow the Goalie Radio over at Chickies and Pete's in South Philly.
Yes.
And then we came across the street like an hour later and did this show.
Yeah.
So people do have content to enjoy. We'll be putting stuff out throughout the YouTube channel and on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else, right? I don't know if we'll do another show between now and next Wednesday. If it is next Wednesday, it's been a week. Apologies that we're not doing more. Next Wednesday's location for Snow the Goalie Radio
TBD.
is TBD.
Hope to have an answer soon.
In conversations about having another guest on the show,
Yes.
which could change the location.
Right.
We will. When do you think we'll know? By the end of the week, or do you think by the beginning of next week?
Hopefully by tomorrow.
Okay.
Like I reiterated how important it was for us to have that.
We'll
So
put that
let
out
them
on
know.
social media so you have an idea. But the crowds have been getting bigger, I would say.
Let's put it this way: if we have a guest,
Yes.
we'll be in New Jersey.
Yes.
If we don't have a guest, we'll be in Philly.
Okay. That's fair.
We'll leave it at that for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
The crowds have been getting bigger every week for Snow the Goalie Radio. So do us a favor if you haven't done so already. Set yourself a little time aside. 6:00 next Wednesday night. Maybe it's in Philly. Maybe it's in Jersey. Jersey's a small state. I mean, you don't have to go that far, right? So either in Philly or Jersey, set that hour aside. Come out, talk some puck with us. Anthony, anything you have going on this week that you want to promote?
No.
You hopping on any shows or anything?
Well, I got going Patterson podcast tomorrow with Mike Missinelli. Yeah, I got
How's that going? 2 paisans.
Doing good.
Paisans,
Yeah, 3rd episode together tomorrow. Yeah, somebody said we should call it instead of calling it the Going Patterson podcast, we should call it the Patterson Paisans.
Patisans.
Patisans?
Patisans.
Patisans. Yeah. And then Friday, Bob and I are getting together for Fighting Words.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And do an update, a little
Christmas,
vibe check.
Christmas miracle.
Don Mattingly coming?
There's a lot of belief that that's going to happen. He's going to be the bench coach for the Phillies.
Huh.
You've become a bigger fan then, Bundy. As if you weren't a big enough
I
Phillies
love
fan.
Don Mattingly. Yeah,
I know. He's one of your favorite
definitely
players.
Yeah, love him. Yeah.
He'll take Thompson's job by the All-Star break. Harrison Bader, by the way, put that thing out on Instagram.
It was interesting, right?
It says 2.5 months this year.
Yes.
Some people reading into that as, are we playing semantics, or Dombrowski says that Crawford might be in the plans.
Well, so Dombrowski, and I don't want to get into a Phillies conversation. We got to wrap this up, but he apparently at the GM's meetings told reporters that are out there today that they are interested in bringing Bader back. Bader's camp knows that they're interested in bringing him coming back to Philadelphia.
Okay,
but that he wants to see what's out there, and then he'll make a decision.
In fairness, it was his first post on Instagram in a month.
Yeah,
so it's not like he's an everyday guy. So
yeah.
Anyway. Bundy, you have anything going on this week you want to promote?
What do I got going on this weekend?
Who do Colts play or Vikings play this weekend?
Vikings play at home against Chicago. But I got 2 games. My son's got a Villanova game Saturday at 1:00, a home game. And then my daughter with Loyola, Maryland, they play at Drexel women's basketball 2:00 on Sunday. Yeah, so I got a local game. I don't have to drive down to Baltimore.
Will she come home and like hang out for the night or
no? They go to their hotel and then play the game Sunday. So regular team stuff.
Is this an appropriate place to offer some congratulations to the SanFilippo family? Is that fair?
Yeah, sure, fine.
Anthony's daughter got engaged.
Oh, congrats! That's what that was the other day. Yeah,
Yes.
great stuff, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you. Amelia and Kevin got engaged down in DC, and it was kind of last weekend. And it was a cool thing. We knew it was coming at some point. We just didn't know when. So it was
good stuff.
The day was a surprise, but we knew it was happening, so it was exciting.
They needed an officiant for their wedding. All right.
So
congratulations.
You want to do that? You want to officiate again? I'll talk to her if you want.
I'm a great officiant. That's what they say. That's what some people say. I don't know. We'll find out. We found out once before. We'll find out again at some point, I'm sure. Anyway, big thank you to everybody. Tune into the Russ Joy Show on Friday. Intern Andrew, you got anything going on over there?
I do not know.
Maybe I'll bring him on my
who's Penn
I'll bring
State
him on my show on Friday.
Playing Michigan State.
Oh, they're gonna win in the Big Ten?
I don't know. Probably not.
Why start now?
Just got a tank.
You know who their last win was over?
Was it Villanova?
My son's Villanova team. Congratulations.
Yeah. Those were happier times.
Yeah, you should bring him on the
Sounds-
Russ Joy show.
Sounds
they're
like
a-
it's the not so happy Valley.
They were a 48-point favorite, and they couldn't even cover against Nova.
What was it, 46-11, I think?
Yeah,
52 to 6 or something.
I have been bringing intern Andrew on the Russ Joy show occasionally, and so I had a thing, and I need to come up with a name for it. When intern and video guy Amadeo hop on the show, there's the Rat Pack, there was the Whack Pack. I need a good name for when those two hop on the show. I've yet to get a great one.
Oh, we'll think about it.
We'll think about it.
We'll think
Anyway.
about it. Yeah.
Big thank you to everybody who tuned in for the Press Row Show. Big thank you to everybody who tuned in for Snow the Goalie Radio. Big thank you to everybody who tuned in for both. Again, you can find these shows on the Snow the Goalie YouTube channel. You can also find them in the podcast feed over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. Like the video, share the video, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notified whenever we go live. And if you see the short form stuff on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, give it a like. Maybe even follow the account. So for Ant, for Bundy, for intern Andrew, I'm Russ. We will see you next Wednesday night for Snow the Goalie Radio, next Thursday here at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Until then, go Flyers. Have a great night.